Linnell Sorg, hello. Orbison Smith, hello. Oh yes, I know nothing about Egypt. Neither do I. Greetings, Miss. I'm just farting around here real quick. As usual. Wish my VLC was working. Okay. My nephew was here. Not that I put a damper, I always love seeing him. Yeah, on it. Oh, damn. Hope everybody's having a good night. Let's see what. I think I do. Maybe a bit louder. You might know. I was doing some recording and there, how's that? Is that any better? How about there? Is that better? No? Oh. Yeah, it might be your PC. I got everything up all the way. Hmm. Okay, that's better. Okay. Yeah, I had the microphone turned down because I was doing some reading and recording. And yeah, that's how that turned out. And I just forgot to put it back. Alrighty, alrighty. Oh, I had to do that. Okay. I'm trying to find. So, what about Egypt? Well, what not about Egypt? But right now, I'm looking for some blueprints that I used to have. And I can't. Where's my. Oh, good God. I am looking. This. On their graves? No, 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 no. Um, I had. I thought I put them all in here in this one folder. I had blueprints of the Sphinx and part of Giza. Giza Mount, and it's not there. Man, and that was hard to find to begin with. Vicky, hello. I keep writing comments and they go away. I didn't see it, Vicky, hello. That could be because the comments were going away. It's not in that folder. Really, really, really. It's not on my desktop. Oh, that one stayed. Egyptian Lizaroni. How you doing, Vicky? Alright. So I got this one. Yep, this is the one I want. Alright, one of them anyway. So I'm going to try to load this up. We're going to name it Blueprint. Blue. And I will be referring to this blueprint a lot as I go along with Egypt. Later on down the road. So, I'll make it bigger. There's another one that's even better that I really, really like. Trying to make it to where it's not fuzzy either. Todd B, hello. D-Bag, hello. Hello, your Sphinx needs some Botox. Doesn't it though? Yeah. Needs Botox, lip filler, nose job. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. So okay. Alrighty. I'm tired tonight, you guys. I don't know about y'all. Oh man. My left ear's starting to hurt. I'm just a mess tonight. I truly am. Oh. Every time I tell my doctor it needs cleaned or something, she's like, no, it doesn't. Well, my ear's starting to hurt. Keep telling her you gotta keep my ears cleaned. I'm susceptible. Get some major ear infections. And they're not pretty. Mmm. Mmm. Those it could be allergies. I'm taking Claritin for that, but it's starting to hurt. Pipe game. Hello, let's talk about pop music. That's alright. Snickerdoodle, hello. I don't know much about music today. Ooh, excuse me. Pop music. Pop. Pop music. Let's talk about pop music. I haven't heard that since forever. For forever. Alrighty. Ouch. What I was going to do, what I intended to do tonight was to sync up Egypt with the Mayans. I was going to sync them up for y'all. But like I said, my nephew came. He brought his girlfriend. I wasn't able to do it because I didn't go to bed till like 11 this morning because I was recording all night. And I got up really late. Blah, blah, blah. I'd been up for a short time and he texted me. I'm on my way over. And finally, an hour later, the pyramids were a place to make nuclear stuff. Maybe, maybe not. Never heard the nuclear. Never heard anything about that. But I have had it. There is a case that could be made that it's an energy source. It could. Very well. Oh, I'm gonna wait for a few more people to get in here because I know they're wanting to know or wanting to talk about the subject. So, and there's a couple things I got to show. So, but yeah, I have heard it can be said that the Great Pyramid can be used as an energy source because of what's in it. You know, I mean, let's face it, the Queen's Chamber alone is beyond fascinating. Just the Queen's Chamber alone. Why have those massive 5-ton, 2-ton marble slabs at the top? I mean, what's the point in that? And if you notice, if you guys know anything about the pyramids, the Great Pyramid is unlike any other pyramid. Unlike any others. So, dip a Q-tip in some peroxide and water, Les, for your ear. It might help. I do that all the time because my sinuses drain into my ears. Yeah. And it doesn't help. My left ear doesn't drain right. So, the wax can't, like, just come out. Which is a shame. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry, you guys. It's one of those days. I wish my sinuses would just disappear. It would be nice. Honest and true. But a high is a bad place if for sinuses. Or might have to get an antibiotic. We'll see. Martian Bigfoot. Hello. Do you think humans did not have the ability to build the pyramids when they were built? No. No, I do not think that they had the ability. Not humans. I don't believe the Jewish slaves built any of the pyramids. There's a lot of evidence showing that when it came to building, it was left to same here in Kentucky. I have issues with that constantly. Yeah. Martian says, "Who do you think built them, or what?" Well, first of all, let's qualify my comment as why I don't think the Jewish slaves did it, because I think the pyramids, the Great Pyramids, are a lot older than what they are. And you can't prove it by stone, because you can't carbon date stone, which they use the carbon-14 dating system. The problem is carbon-14, dating with carbon-14 has already been proven that after about 5,000 years, it's not so accurate. It's really not. So, but I believe the pyramids. How much older do you think they are? Oh, honey, I think they're a lot older than them. If I told you how old I think they are, people would just look at me like I was stupid. Literally. But I can quantify it. Now, that being said, because there is evidence where in front of the Giza, of the Great Pyramid of Giza, and I will say, Martian, give me a minute. I do want more people in here, though, before I go deep into it. But in front of the Great Pyramid, there is a whole entire city that's under the sand, where they have dug up and found that Egyptian workers actually were paid to work. Sarah, hello. Has anyone here been to the pyramids? I haven't, and that's one of my bucket list things I've always wanted to do, was go to the pyramids. A friend of mine, he lives two doors down. He owns a store down there. He's willing to take me to Egypt anytime I want to go. You know, and I asked his wife, I said, "Do you mind?" And she don't care. She knows I'm gay and everything. So, but I was supposed to go about, I don't know, 8-9 years ago, something like that. But there's some crap that was happening in Egypt, and I'm like, Ollie, as much as I trust you, I don't trust the others. I don't trust, not the others meaning, I don't trust what's going on over there. But I trust Ollie. I would trust him with my life. But so I don't think all the pyramids were built by Jewish slaves. I really don't. There's too much evidence showing there wasn't. Now, the pyramids. Todd says no, but I've been to the Luxor in Vegas. Does that count? That's the next best thing, Todd. Either way, you're going to lose money. Now, that being said, when it comes to the pyramids in Egypt, the Great Pyramids, the three, okay, I'm not talking about the one that, the ones that were primitive. They're a mystery all to themselves. All to themselves. Did you see Chris Angel? Not in Egypt, no. If he went to Egypt. But I have seen him before. My niece saw the Yucatan pyramids and she was there a couple years ago. She said they were definitely cool. There are pyramids all over the world. And there's actually a Great Pyramid in South America. I don't remember where it's at, but you could not tell it. You can walk right past it. They did not know until they were actually, I forget who discovered it, was like, wait a minute. And he kept looking and looking at it, and he measured it. No, it's not Easter Island. This is in South America. He measured the Great Pyramid that's there, and its exact same dimensions as the Great Pyramid here. Do the Great Pyramids in Egypt have a connection to Orion's Belt? Well, of course it does. Of course it does. Orbison says, get out. Does anyone here have an opinion about the alleged Antarctic pyramids? Oh, well, you know I have an opinion. You know I do. That's all, you know. Like I said, there are pyramids all over the world. Lots of things are hidden in that dense jungle, except for this one's in plain sight. But yeah, it is true. There are tons. You have to fly over it to see it, and that's how a lot of what they've uncovered with the Mayan culture was by accident. They were flying over it. I personally think they're a photographic artifact. I personally think it could be considered a photographic artifact. I think it could be. But there's a reason why they're still here. I still would like to know, how old you believe the Great Pyramids of Egypt are? Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of years. Like the Nazca lines. Yeah, the Nazca lines, you know. Really, Liz, I did not know that pyramids are all over. Oh, they're everywhere. They have one in China. A Great Pyramid. Same exact dimensions as this Great Pyramid. You're not allowed near it. It's illegal. What is the significance of the pyramid shape? I will tell you. Liz, hello. Liz, I have been in bed, pulled my back out, hun. Oh, yes, I have your mail to send. Oh, honey, don't worry about that. Oh my God, I hope your back. Oh, I hope your back gets better soon. I hope it gets better soon. Wow, may I ask why you think they're that old? Yes, but if I told you straight out why I think they're as old as they are, people would think I'm nuts. That's why I have to quantify in what I say. Because people really think I'm stupid. They'd be like, Les is full of shit. No, I'm really not. The Egyptians, their earliest pyramids, the first one, if you recall, is a stair step, and they're not perfect, which is weird for Egyptians because they like alignment, they like neat, they like tidy, they like order, and they're curved and stair steppy. These three pyramids are completely different than any other in the land of Egypt. I did my first video tonight. It uploaded, so I'm starting my channel. Yes, I'm very sick right now. I'm gonna have to check it out, Liz. Now, my theory on why the shape of the pyramid is important because and why they're all over the world. This isn't a new thing. This isn't just an Egypt thing. They're all over the world. Okay? Now, is there hundreds, thousands of them? No. But they are all over the world. And like I said, the one in South America, it was, where was it? Central. I think it's in the northern part of Central America. It was found by accident by some guy who just happened to look at it and said, wait a minute, something's up here, you know? Oh, I want a keychain. Well, you can have a keychain, hon. If you're right about them being over 100,000 years old, it would change our understanding of human history, so I'm very interested. I think there's several hundred thousands of years old. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of years old. Alright. Let's start this. Well, before we start, I need to show off. Leo the sea lion did come in. And let me open her up. I haven't even looked at him yet. When I talk about the age of the pyramids, I know what conventional thinking is, and I try not to go too far astray with that because I know how people would think. But it comes from years of studying. And once yes, could you explain a little bit more, please? Oh, I will. It goes against what people think, and it goes against conventional thinking. And I have to admit, I was like, huh? What? But here's proof I paid for it, you know, voila. Once I learned and learned and learned, and then I went back to it, it made sense. Oh, look at him. And it's the same picture, you guys, I've shown before. I talk to flat earthers, so don't worry about what I think. I talk to flat earthers too, so. But here him is. There's Leo the sea lion. Oh. There him is. There's the adoption certificate. So, yay, Leo. Him seeping. Him's a seep. Okay. I want to know how they cut with such precision. Did they use special tools or possibly lasers or the sun to cut the stone? I'm going to tell you. It is a long story and it webs and everything, but I'll try to explain it as simply as I can. Okay? Basically, everything we know in this world, whether it be the sciences or history or math, everything we know as of this day. It's interesting how they cut the stones, but I really want to know why you believe they are hundreds of thousands of years old. I'm getting to it. Everything we know to this day is all interweaved. It's a big web. The thing of it is, whether you like to believe it or not, it's a big web. Even with UFOs and aliens, planets, all that, it's all woven together. And in the grand scheme of things, it tells one heck of a story. It really does. Now, to understand, you have to be able, and like I have said many times before, you have to be able to open up your mind. You have to be willing to take in information you've never heard before. And you have to be able to process it. Thing of it is, some people can process it, some people can't. But one of the first things we have to do as human beings is to understand that we, as bipedal human beings, have only been around a very short period of time. The Earth existed long before we came into picture. Now, I know Christians are going to say, wait a minute, no, God created the earth and created man. Well, I'm not saying he didn't. I'm saying very much the exact same thing. He did. But time is a human thing. It's not a God thing. It's not a space thing. It's a human thing. Humans are always bound by time. Always. Every minute of your day. Think about it. Think about it. Okay, do you think a civilization that was here before humans built a... Let me get to it, Martian. I'm getting to it. I can't... It's not something you can just blurt out. The word day in Genesis actually came from a Greek word meaning age. Exactly. Time was given to us, well, it was given to Adam. So, I'm waiting. Time was given to Adam, so that way he can separate the seasons, so that way he can separate the days. Sandra McCormick, hello. I was going to write you and ask you where you've been, honey. So it's a human thing. We don't know in space what time is. So once you understand that, okay? Many people think we were all first on Earth. No. Once you understand that, okay, then you're able to understand what some geologists and scientists, very few, then you'll be able to understand what they've been trying to say. So, like, say if you ask a Christian, God created the world and humans within 6 days. 7th day he rested. Well, what do you think a day is for God? We don't know. It could be 1,500,000,000 years to God. It's not a human time. So once you understand that, then you can understand the fact that in the very beginning, when it was just God and his angels that existed. Hold on a second, Martian. So when it was just God and his angels, who knows how long they were around? Who knows? Without the sun, what was a day? Hold on a second. You have to understand, it's a day and that kind of stuff is a human thing. Okay? That's how us humans understand. We have to compartmentalize it. So time is not a thing up there. As a matter of fact, you can sync your watch with NASA, take off, do a couple revolutions around the Earth, do like 2 of them, come back down. Your watch is behind. So there is nothing. So that's the first thing you have to understand, and you have to be willing to understand it, or else nothing's going to make sense. Now, way back in time, as us humans would know, but way back, millions of years ago, when the universe burst forth, and you have Earth, okay? We can only speak intelligently about Earth. You know what a day is? We use the sun to determine day. We're not thinking human now. We're thinking beyond, we're going beyond the human scope of what a day means. This is what I'm saying. You have to be able to understand that fact that in space, other than us humans, does time really exist? And so, and honestly, to have time, you have to have a starting point and an ending point. That's how you have time. So, but we're going beyond that. This is going beyond what humans think, all right? Now, back in the day, like I said, and the universe was formed, you have Earth. Now, Earth, was known as Pangea. We were just one big, gigantic landmass, and the rest of it was water. That's all we were. One big landmass. Given to Adam, we use the sun to determine time. Time on Earth. We're going beyond Earth right now. We're going beyond Earth right now. But that's how humans, that's how we tell time. Time is a human thing. We're not speaking humans now. So, we're talking celestial up there. So, we're beyond human right now. So, but when it did come to this planet, Earth, that we are on, it was known as Pangea, and we were one big, gigantic landmass. There wasn't all these, we were just one big landmass. That's it. Now, before we even came into existence on Earth, there were other planets like within our solar system, and I truly believe 100% that Mars was inhabited at one time. They have found signs that life could have existed there. They found moisture. Well, wherever there's moisture, you have life. That's just it. You have life. But we don't want to talk about Mars. We don't. There couldn't have been life on Mars. Well, God said there was. And that's how we ended up on Earth, but that's neither here nor there. So, after, I shouldn't say it's neither here nor there. After Mars, the story is with Mars, and this is how it goes. Potential life. Yeah, Sarah, yeah. There's life. There, it has, you know. So, after the story with Mars is that it was inhabited, and it was given unto a certain celestial being. And when the celestial being decided to go against God, it was destroyed. I know, Martian. I know this. Okay, I can't have a discussion if you're like in 18 different directions, and I need to, so forget it. Martian, what I'm talking about has nothing to do with being an atheist or a Christian. It really doesn't matter. Anna, hello. It's just that you're going off in 15 different directions, and I'm trying to get one thought down. And you ask a question, I'm trying to answer it as best as I can. You're not the first atheist I've ever talked to. But what I'm telling you really isn't a biblical thing, although you can tie the stories into it. But what I'm saying is, and it's funny because the scientists have always said that there is no moisture in space, and then now they're like, whoops, I guess there is. There's always a potential for life wherever there is water. You know, 80, 100 years ago, scientists said, no way. Nope, there's no moisture in space. Even in the 50s, nope, there's no moisture in space. Nope. God already said there was. So, you know. Okay, sorry, I just wanted to know why you believe the pyramids are hunters. I'm getting ready to tell you. Hi, Les, reading, trying to catch up on topic. Okay. So, after the thing with Mars, and it was destroyed, they looked upon Earth and said, oh, hey, let's go there. Look what God has created. And so-called Eden, so to speak. It was perfect. Now, it doesn't matter what all the Sumerian stories and texts and everything say. Doesn't matter what the Bible says or this and that. So I'm not going that route. What I am saying is that there's knowledge that we cannot fathom as humans. And these celestial beings had it. They still have it. They're much smarter than we are. So, and they've been around for a long, long time. Well, when they came here after God had started creating everything, you have to understand that we, as the humans that we are today, are not the first. And that there is no missing link So there is no missing link, folks. It wasn't until God said, all right, I'm tired of playing with this. Let's do it this way. And we started out with Adam and Eve. But before then, we have what people would call the Neanderthal and all of them before. No, we did not evolve from no fish. But there were things being taught by those that came that we weren't supposed to know. We weren't supposed to know any of it yet. But yet, we were taught. Now, meantime, you have these beings who are messing with animals and vegetation and stuff like that. And you also have a time where things were being built by these beings, celestial beings that are now here on Earth. And some of these things are the pyramids. Thank you. Thank you, Anna. Yes, you're right. There's no missing link. That is a great misunderstanding of evolution by natural selection. Every offspring is the same species as their parents. So, but why were these things built? And one of the things that I truly believe was built was the pyramids. Now, if you look at the pyramids, the ones that are like that on Giza, now Egypt is special. Their pyramids, like I said, they're all over the world. I do believe the Antarctic is part of them. And like I said, you got them in South America, you got them in China, you got them all on all continents. There's a lot of them out there. Whether all of them's been discovered, I don't think so. Connie, hello. But what I'm saying is that it is humanly impossible, if you take the time of the Egyptians, it is impossible, no matter how they come up with how they did it, it is humanly impossible for these 20-ton stone bricks to be carried. Rain Dancer, hello. It is humanly impossible. And not leave a mark, and not leave any sign of how it was done. It's humanly impossible. You cannot, like with the Great Pyramid at Giza, there is no human way. And if you've ever seen the bride's chamber and have ever seen the marble slabs, we're not talking, oh, well, our crane here can pick that up. No. And to get it to the top, no. There's no way. There is absolutely no way. Now, there is a book that explains. Well, there's several books actually that explains. And it makes sense, but it's also been, because it would shake how people think. It would shake. That have one time there were other beings here. And they were the ones that built them. And so if that was the case, if the Egyptians are so good and perfect at building, which they were excellent builders, then why are these 3 pyramids different from any other pyramid the Egyptians ever built? Why didn't they continue? Why? So if you put it that way, it's like, why aren't the other pyramids built in such precision? Now they tried it. Now, like, say I'm looking straight at the Great Pyramid of Giza, okay? Now after the 3, there was to be no more construction on the Giza plateau. But what's his face is Khafre, who supposedly built the Great Pyramid, and I don't believe it, but over here to, like, say I'm looking north, over here off the Giza, outside of Cairo, his other son started building a pyramid. He started one, and it couldn't be done. You can go there now. It's just like, it's just there. It's just kind of there. It's not even finished. It's 1 floor. It's just kind of there. It couldn't be done. It took forever just for that part to be done. And he tried to say that the pyramid was built in 20 years. Well, that's a bunch of bullshit. There's no way. There is absolutely no way. None. But once you start realizing, and you look into other cultures, like there's one, the Great Pyramid, in what's the town? What's the name of the city? It's along the Walk of the Dead. You have the Temple of the Moon, Temple of the Sun. Then you have Eternal Life, which is the Great Pyramid. It's just like Egypt, and it lines up just like Egypt. There's no way you could feed and house all those people out in the desert. Exactly. So the Mayans have the same thing. And there's one in China, like I said. The Aztec pyramids. No. It's, I forget what the name of the city is, but the area is called the Walk of the Dead. And it's set up just the same. Now, according to the Mayans, though, everything happens in 5s. Okay, I can understand that once I grasp the idea of what they're talking about. Ages. Days. Ages. And then you look at the Platonic calendar. Plato created this calendar called the Platonic calendar. And we are in the 5th age, according to him. And every age is so many hundreds of thousands of years each. So, and we're in the 5th age. I think, and if you think about it, or we just left the 5th age, that would make the 6th age. And if that's the case, then the next age, God rests. If you want to look at it that way. But the point is, the Platonic calendar has it set up just like the Mayans, with their ages. The Platonic calendar has certain ages. They're called Age of Aquarius, the Age of, you know. Let's just throw a little humor in there. So when you gather your information and you start thinking, and you think outside that box that we have all been pushed into, and you really start thinking, you open your mind a little bit, it can be scary. I'm not saying it can't be. But it does change the way you think. Shay, hello. Is that the Shay I know? Anna Grissom, hello. Let's see, who else am I missing? So, once you start thinking like that, and you start building your knowledge, and it starts to really soak in, and you get over the fear of everything that you've learned so far, and think, maybe people don't have it wrong, maybe they're just not told, and it can be scary, but what is it, Joan? Hello. Teotihuacan? That, I think that might have been it. Once you start thinking outside the age, and maybe all these people and all these cultures don't have it wrong. The Avenue of the Dead. Yeah, I call it the Walk of the Dead. But yeah, the Avenue of the Dead. Teotihuacan. I believe that's it, yeah. Hello, Shay. So maybe it isn't so wrong. And if it's not wrong, because even God himself is a mystery, he really is a mystery. But yet he's so simple. But yet he's a mystery. We will never understand because our little minds can't think like that. So it's not hard to understand that, excuse me, that maybe, just maybe, what some of these other writers have been saying and been trying to prove for so long, maybe they're not far off the mark. Excuse me. And maybe some things were created here before we got here. Now, they have not went into the pyramid in China. I know that. It's illegal to even go I got my water right here. Yeah. You're not even allowed where the Great Pyramid is in China. Believe it or not, is grown. It has grass on it. It's well kept, but only certain people can go there. And people like us, normal people, cannot even go there. It's illegal. It's totally illegal. They haven't even dug into it. It's illegal. Oh, Nicole. Hello. And have a good night, hon. I hope he gets to feeling better soon. And I hope you're well also. I'm fine. Just tired, but fine. So if that's the case, now I know the one, Teotihuacan. I don't think they've been all the way up into the pyramid. I don't know if they've been all the way up in there. I don't think they can get all the way up in there. But I do know that this one in Egypt, there's something special about that. And to me, the reason why the other two pyramids are there is just to make out Orion's belt. But there's something about these great pyramids. And it would have no significance to anyone except for where these ancient people, these ancient lives, it would make no difference to anyone but them. How do you explain the carving of the Great Sphinx that takes a human form? I'm going to get to that, Todd. I actually did a little thing about that, but I'm going to get to that. Because I think the Sphinx is more fascinating than the Great Pyramid itself. But the Great Pyramid is, and it's connected to the Sphinx. So, but I just want people to start thinking, and I'm really touching just topically on the subject. A good one to read for this, and the book is downstairs. It's by David Flynn, and I think he's only written 2 or 3 books, and then he died. D-Bag, hello. Well, thank you. Now, David Flynn has been trying to tell people forever, and he's got 2 books that I read. And I'm here to tell you, to read the one, you have to know your mythology. Because there's always a kernel of truth in mythology. There's always a kernel of truth in folklore. There's always a kernel of truth in all these. But you really need to know your stars and your mythology. But if you, because there was a couple times even I went, okay, I have to put this down. Because it was so much information. And I just had to step away from it. Because if I didn't, I wouldn't have absorbed it. But for those that are inclined, and maybe Sarah, you might be inclined, to read David Flynn, I believe his first name's David. Bonafide genius. He knows his history, he knows his mythology, he knows his math, he knows his astronomy. And I think he only wrote 2 or 3 books and then he died. But he had been, and people, these great scholars out there have been stealing his work for years. Even when he was alive, they were stealing his work and he just let them go. He said, it's not even worth it. But you should really read them. They're worth it. They're truly worth it. So that'll help with trying to understand. Um, well, good luck. I'm pretty sure the pyramids are around 5,000 years old. I just wish you could get to why you believe they are hundreds of thousands of years old. I just told you. These people, or these beings who were around hundreds and hundreds of thousand years ago, I truly believe built them. What the significance is, well, you can look up and everybody says, oh, it's the Orion's belt. But what is so significant about it? They said my ex-wife is storing next to me. Get up and put music on. So, I believe they did. They're the ones that built them. Sarah, Sidonia and the Temple of the Center of Time. Look them up on Amazon. Yes, Sidonia is. I have both of them, as a matter of fact. And there's a third one he wrote. But the Temple at the Center of Time, that was the first one I read. Absolutely fascinating. Sidonia is even more fascinating, and that's the one I had to really. I put every bit of my mind to use on that one. And of course, the area on Mars, with the face and the pyramids and everything, is called Sidonia. The pyramids are hundreds of thousands of years old. I hear what you're saying, Les. Love the channel. Well, thank you, D-Bag. Thank you. Hope you subscribe and become a lounger. And, by the way, Duche and D-Bag and Martian, welcome to LEZ'S Lounge. I'm Leslie. My friends and family call me Les. So, yeah, Sarah, and maybe Anna and others. Those are the books: Sidonia and Temple at the Center of Time. Two very good books. I'm going to have to, what? Fascinating subject. I'm going to have to. Fascinating subject. I have always been interested. Yes, I suggest those two books. By David, I think is his first name, David Flynn. His brother isn't exactly stupid either. His brother's just as much a genius. David was more outspoken about it. He caused a stir. He really did. Well, anywho. So, but if people would just think, first of all, a lot of people don't know what's inside the Great Pyramid because they never bothered to look or ask or read about it or whatever. And it's so much different than any other pyramid. Secondly, people don't want to believe that anything else other than 2 million slaves and Egyptian workers built the Great Pyramid. Why would you think that? There is no evidence. The same, well, they got the stones from downstream. They didn't even have a barge that could carry it up the Nile. Where do you hail from, Les? I have to unlock we have to unlock our minds. I'm from Ohio. And good night, everyone. Catch replay sleepy. Thanks, Les. You're welcome, Anna. Thank you for coming in, Hannah. Have a good night. And like I said earlier at the very beginning, if I told you what I really thought, people would think I'm really stupid or gone nuts or something, that I was mental. But this is not the first time that the Earth has had stuff created on it. This isn't. This is the first time as human, upright, bipedal human beings that we have been. Yes. And we've also been given something that no other before us has not had the intelligence to have. And that is hope. And this salvation of Jesus. That's what makes us different. So, the significance of these pyramids, I truly believe, will come back. Why are they still there? Look at Stonehenge. Yeah. But why are these pyramids still there? Why have they not eroded? Other pyramids have eroded. You know, they've had to be fixed and everything else. Why haven't these? They say, well, they say that at one point, I don't know how true this one is, that the Nile flooded over and Giza was underwater. Which well, honestly, I guess I do believe it. I really do. Because we had the Great Flood. What made them stand? Even the Sphinx, the great mighty Sphinx, was covered with sand. They thought the head had fallen off of something and just landed there. Until they went digging and found out, oh, there's a whole daggone lion body there. Why are these things standing? Because there's going to be a significance to them again. Again. And it was done by people not of this age. I'm sorry, there is no way that you can get that one marble slab alone at the top of the Great Pyramid in Egypt. So I'm just going to talk about the Egypt one. I'm not going to talk about anywhere else. I'm talking about the Egyptian one. First of all, there's no way to get it up there, let alone try to carry it. That one of the marble slabs, that one, I forget the dimension of that thing. That thing's at least 50, 75 tons. Now you figure a ton is 2,000 pounds. There's no way our equipment today could not get that up there. About the pyramids in the past, great discussions. Well, yeah. I want to know your all's feelings on all this too. Now, and I believe that the significance of these structures will come back. Now, it is said that the Great Pyramid in Egypt can be used as a power source. And if you look at the schematic of it and the way it's done, it can be. It really can be. Why is that important? Well, if you think about it, what it can do is throw actually electricity into the air. Now, this is why we have the geniuses of our day. It could throw electricity into the air. And what is one of the things Tesla said can be done? You can capture electricity out of the air. It would be a whole new way to power the world. You can put it in there and you can capture it from the air. People thought he was nuts. Thought he was bonkers. Even though, because of him, we have the Tesla car. Just kidding. Maybe not. So if these pyramids have been thought to be able to either capture energy or release energy into the air, I guess Tesla wasn't wrong after all. Wasn't far off. Because really, if you look at it in the way us humans look at it now, the pyramid, it's a gigantic generator. There it says, and the no hairband. I'm not sure right off the bat what that means. I think honestly and truthfully, Edison knew nothing, had nothing on Tesla. Tesla ate, slept, breathed his work. He wasn't into politics. He didn't even care if he had money. He did not care. Maybe he was onto something. Because, let's face it, like I said, the Great Pyramid is a gigantic generator. Now, like Todd asked, Judith Espinoza, hello. Les just got here, I'm late, sorry. Hello, everyone. Judith, don't be sorry, honey. Don't. Teslas are hard rock band. Oh, yeah, the band, yeah. And the no hair band. That's right, they were. They don't have much hair. That's right, I forgot all about the group Tesla. So what does the Great Pyramid have to do with the Sphinx? Well, the Sphinx in itself is absolutely fascinating. Do I have? Yes, I do. Now, there is something special about the Sphinx. First of all, they're not really sure when it was built. Now, there could be two things. It could have been built at the time of the pyramids, but I do not believe so. I do not believe it was built at the time of the pyramid was built. I don't. I believe that was for our day and age. But why? There are several things, and one of the things that my mom told me, and I've read before, is that it is there to protect the Sphinx. I mean, the pyramids. Okay. Now, when you're a kid, yeah, that's what your mom told you. It must be true. You just go on with life. As you get older, it'd be like, why? Why does it have to protect anything? Why is it there? And like I said before, it was buried under a ton of sand. Isn't thought before them, huh? The Sphinx has, I believe, a much greater significance than what people give it credit for. Isn't there people digging under the Sphinxes and it's full of water? Oh, Judith, that's what they like to say. There is water underneath Giza. Problem is, there's no more digging on the plateau. Thought built before the Great Pyramid. No. The Sphinx I built was what I believe was built for our time. But there's something very special about the Sphinx because, all right, let me see if I have it. No, I don't. I'm looking at my list. Let me go get it. Let me go get it. Hold on. Oh, shit. All right, let me go get it. It is... Where is it? There it is. Okay, can you guys see this? Big feet, hello. Didn't they mine underneath for diamonds? Underground caves? Mm-mm. I don't believe so. Okay. So if you can see this picture. Okay. Now, it's not the Great Pyramid it's guarding, and you would think that it would be guarding the Great Pyramid here because it's the greatest, right? But it's not. It's guarding this middle one. Okay? Now, if you look down where the Sphinx is, and each pyramid has its temple straight down. Was there a documentary about going under the Sphinx? I don't know if there was a documentary or not. And, but I know what people say is under the Sphinx. And they're saying there's nothing in the hindquarters of the lion. But that was also false because they did find an empty chamber back there. But if you look at the three pyramids, you'll see that outstretched from each pyramid is the temple for whoever built that pyramid. And of course, you know, Khafre's isn't on there. It's not showing, and that's because we're doing a thing on the Sphinx, but why is the Sphinx, if it's supposed to be guarding the Great Pyramid, then why isn't it guarding the Great Pyramid? It's not. And then I heard somebody tell me, well, it's guarding the plateau. Well, they could have put it in a better spot. Honestly, they really could have. They could have put the plateau, and I mean the Sphinx, in a better spot. Now, in front of the Sphinx, and if you see, oh shoot, I'm not on my VLC, so you can't see my cursor. But if you out in front of the temple here, and off to his side, that's to the left and south of it, what you can see is where these are all the places where people lived. They got medical treatment. They got housing. They were fed. This is where they were buried. But the interesting thing is, if you look at how many is there, how many rooms and all this, blah blah blah, and they were paid. But what were they paid to do? People will say, well, they were paid to do the pyramids. There's not enough room for the amount of people that they need. There's not enough room. There's not enough. There's not enough. It could not, this city out here in front could not sustain the amount of people. It would be much, much, much bigger to house and sustain the amount of people that are needed to build this. So what is so special about the Sphinx, and why is it there where it's there? My opinion, King Tut did away with all the old generation, so we can believe he was the only king, just saying. No, he didn't do away with it. The only thing he did away with was the singular god that his dad tried to force upon the land. That's the only thing he did away with. And of course, he's not gonna. There's no way by the time King Tut came around that and he was around way after this, of course, that he's going to destroy what the people held dear. No, he's not going to do it. Of course, he's not going to be the only king. Pharaoh. So if you look, though, like I said, the Egyptians on their own were good builders. They like everything aligned. They like everything in order. And they knew what they were doing when they built, with the knowledge that they had. Then explain why. If that's the case, why isn't the temple or that middle pyramid more to the right, with the Sphinx more to the right, instead of crooked? It's cocked to the left. It's not straight. It's the only one. Why is that? There has to be a reason. There has to be a reason. That's what first thing that made me think that there was something special about the Sphinx. So what is special about the Sphinx? And who is the head? Who is its head? Now let me go get another one. There's been a lot of speculation as to who the head of the Sphinx belongs to. Let me go find it. Let me go find it. A good picture of it. I think this is a good picture of it. Now, if you notice, like with the background behind me, I put it in front of me. Okay? Weren't they supposed to be aligned with the stars? The pyramids are. But why isn't the Sphinx? Why isn't it straight out? Why is it off center? And why is that walkway? Why isn't that walkway or tunnel or whatever? Why isn't that walkway straight? Why? It's the only one to the side. It just makes the thing look off. Why is that? Now, supposedly this is the way the story goes. Okay? Y'all know the female the female pharaoh, Hatshepsut. And Jeffrey, I just got Yachi's on 3 lists. Oh my god. Jeffrey Taddeo, hello. Now, it was said to be built by what was his name? The name escapes me right now, and I just did a big thing on him several months back. Well, anyway, they say they have changed it from pharaoh to pharaoh. Yeah. Maybe they had a lazy eye or cross-eyed. Maybe. Well, anyway, the dude who built this, we don't really know. It's never been said. They say it, like I said before, it was Khafre. I don't think it was Khafre because Khafre wasn't that cute. And if you notice, the chin area is not destroyed. The chin area is not destroyed. So that means the beard at one time that this statue had, that the beard that fell off was like an afterthought, or it could have been made not by the hair of his chiseled chin. Exactly. Or it could have been, which I suspect, was Hatshepsut. Because Hatshepsut did not... If you look at the pictures of Hatshepsut, you see where the cheeks on this Sphinx in this picture, it's not straight. It's kind of rounded. The face itself is kind of rounded if you look at it. And Hatshepsut, being a woman, had the rounded face. And she wore a fake beard. So when you look at it, and the chin is not destroyed, even though it was ordered to be destroyed at one time. Maybe it really was Hatshepsut. It was shot off by soldiers target practicing. I know, but if it was meant to be fully attached, then when it fell off, then the chin would have been destroyed. But it's not been destroyed. And why Hatshepsut? And why not a great man? You know, why not a man? There, you can still see it behind me. See, you can even see it behind me. That's not Khafre. That does not look like pictures of Khafre that they have, you know, images. I believe it's Hatshepsut. But why? It says, it is a female face. I love what can be learned here and remember reading about her. Yes. Italian mukbang Nana. Oh, my love, my darling. How's the new grandbaby? Sorry, you guys. I'm kind of fangirling here. I love this woman. Italian mukbang Nana. If y'all have not subbed, sub to her channel. This is Mukbang Mama's mommy. Yes. She's a sexy Italian grandma. Wow. Hobby saying hello, Italian. She's fantastic, you guys. She really is. Big feet, mukbang. Yeah, I like you. Isn't she great? I think her and her daughter are so sweet. Love you too. I have 2 grandbabies now. Aren't they just wonderful? Liz, your hair looks really nice this morning. Oh, thank you. I'm surprised, but thank you. Thank you. Great to hear. Heck yeah. So why Hatshepsut? Hello all, says Italian mukbang Nana. Now Hatshepsut was, I won't say the only female pharaoh, because there's been others. And even Cleopatra was the last pharaoh. Ash had her baby, and so did Shai. Yeah, I knew Ash did. I didn't know about Shai. So Hatshepsut was... I thought I was your favorite. Just kidding. Hello, mukbang Nana. Oh, Judith, you are one of my favorites, but Italian mukbang Nana. She has she's always had a special place, and have nothing but total respect. Total respect. We are all her favorites. Yeah, you are actually. Yeah, you are actually. What happened to its nose? Well, Egypt got taken over by some yahoos, and it was ordered to be destroyed, actually. Yes, what happened to the nose? Les makes us feel that way. I try. So it really was ordered to be destroyed, but of course, you know, they just did the nose, and you know, it was used for target practice. You always make me smile, and you make me smile too, Nana. As usual. I get a little fangirly, you guys, I'm sorry. If I ever am able to ever get to California, that's who I'm visiting. So as you were saying that you think there are many pyramids or tombs that have not been discovered, I think there's more that have not. Like I said, the Great Pyramid in South America, it was just some guy looking at it and said, wait a minute, there's something about this. Because it was all grass. It was all grass. And now it's all been cleared and everything, and it's there. No, all respect to you, all just making a funny. My job is done. Made a funny. You're allowed to make all the funnies you want. I don't think anything of it. I really don't. My house is always open if you come to Cali. If I ever do, you know that's where I'm going. Then I'm be like, we're going to Disneyland. I gotta go hit the Star Wars exhibit. we're going to the Star Wars exhibit. It's Disneyland. Yes. Yes, I love you too, Judith. The Harry Potter world looks like fun. Heck yeah. I want to go and see it all. I'm just that type. Just that type. So anyway, it was ordered to be destroyed, and they did use it for target practice because they have no respect. Happiest place on earth. I've got video that says otherwise. He says California is so cool. We need a wand. I have one. I think that there is some in the sea before the last ice age. The water level around the globe was like 300 feet lower. Yes. Yes. I think there are some under the ocean. I really do. And as a matter of fact, they believe one is under the ocean, and I think it's, I could be wrong, because I see things and I don't pay attention at the moment, but I think it's off of Japan. I think they've found one there in the ocean. I think. I could be wrong where it's at, but yeah, now that you said it, yeah. This is what I think about the Sphinx. I think it was Hatshepsut's head, but I think that came later. So who was this Nefertiti? King Tut's mama? Yes. And there's only one bust of her. She disappeared. Nobody knows. When her husband died, they don't know what happened to her. It was believed that she just took off and went into hiding, or I don't know. Yeah, Nefertiti, there's only been that one bust. And she was beautiful, like they said. Haven't sandstorms and erosion taken its toll? Sandstorms, erosion has taken its toll, but mostly on the body, not on the face. There's two different stones there. From the neck down where the paws and the body is all limestone. The face and everything is different. Originally, it was believed to have a lion's head, hence the lion's body. But because of destruction, it was redone by what's his face's son. I can't remember, and it was, I believe, made into Hatshepsut. Hatshepsut. Um, the face of Hatshepsut. Originally, it was thought to be a lion's head, and they said no, it was the head of a jackal. There's no way, because the nose itself would have been over 30 feet long, and the head and the limestone underneath would not have supported it. Would not have supported it. But a lion it would, and from a lion's head you could get that face. So so it was believed that there is a thing in the ear that will restart the power force. That I've never heard of that one. That's interesting though. That is really interesting if it's true. But I believe it was Hatshepsut, because he had great reference. I know who I'm seeing his face, and but I can't think of the name. Well, anyway, he had great respect for Hatshepsut, and Hatshepsut had one of the first things she did when she took over is that she restored a lot of things that were eroded and that were being lost. She restored all that, and then she built her temple, which is interesting as can be. And her temple has a bunch of little sphinxes built exactly like that one, with the chamber in it and everything. You know, the hidden chamber in the hindquarters, built just like that one. So there's a lot of evidence to show that it's Hatshepsut and not Khafre. Now, when I was a little girl, my mom told me that at the base of the Sphinx, between its paws, there lies a chamber, and in that chamber, which is called, there are books, and in this chamber with those books, that is sealed. They can't get into it. That it has the whole entire history written of our planet. And that it is sealed, and if it was to ever be opened and read, it would shake the foundations of this earth. As you get older, it's like, yeah. Something like a hall of records, so to speak. You get older, yeah, my mom's full of crap. They didn't find anything. They've dug around there. Chamomile kisses, hello. There has to be hidden doors and tunnels. There sounds like a variation of the Alexandra Library. Exactly. It is a variation of it, yes. Which, man, I would love to go back in time to visit that library. Well, anyway. So this is why the Sphinx is very important. There really is. All these years I thought my mom was full of crap. There really is a chamber inside of the Sphinx that you can't get into. They've gotten down to it, and there's, you know, it was written years and years ago, and I am going to do a series on this, you guys, an in-depth series. So and the more I dug into it, the more and more complicated, and I won't say complicated, the more interesting it became, and then I just became fascinated. I'm getting tired of my texting not making sense. Anna, I can understand. You're texting just fine. But there really is a chamber down there. Now, one thing that I did know I have known this for a long time, and like I said, there's no more digging. I forget what year Hawaz stopped it. But there was the head of antiquities in Egypt. His last name's Hawaz. He was like the rock star of archaeology. Velvet Sloan. Yes, this is live. Hello. Welcome to the lounge. Hawaz stopped all digging. All digging on the Giza Plateau. There is to be no digging. No more. He stopped that years ago. And I think it's because he knows. Now, one thing I've always known about the Giza Plateau is that they've done those X-ray things on the plateau, and there's a whole city underneath the plateau. That's what they say. There's a whole city. And I believe it. Because records from hundreds of years ago says there were. That there was a whole entire city under there. That led to hell. Interesting. Now you can go in. I don't believe it's between the paws. I think it's on the side of the Sphinx. But there are steps that are leading down, in which I actually have a blueprint for. What year was this? When Hawaz stopped it? Oh God. Years ago. Hawaz isn't even there anymore. They threw him out when that revolution in Egypt came about. But he knows what's going on down there. Thousands of years ago, and yes, it led to the underworld. It was a whole city that led straight to hell. Who cooked the food? What food? So when you read about the chamber, that supposedly has all these books, all the knowledge of the world from the beginning, and you see what they're discovering now, what they discovered last century. It's kind of leads you to think, well, maybe that would be a part of keeping the construction going. The women cook the food, as always, says Velvet. So there is no more construction on the Giza Plateau. Well, I should say there's no more digging allowed. And I suppose those books, if they exist, will explain how and why the pyramids were built. Yes. It tells you the whole, supposedly, it tells you the whole entire history to where it would rock the foundation on this earth. Everyone have a good night or morning. Many hugs. Hope to see you soon. Anna, you have a good night, hon. Thank you for coming in, and take care. Now, I do have blueprints, and from things that were written before last century, just kind of described how to get to this chamber. And this chamber door is one of 7 in the world that nobody can figure out how to open. And that's what started me. There were 7 doors in the world that no one could figure out how to open. 7 doorways. This was one of them, and this got me into a lot of other things. And so and so when you think of it that way, then maybe there's something is to it, because the Sphinx is guarding something. But I don't believe it was the pyramids. As I told you, I don't believe it was ever the pyramids, because it was supposed to guard the Great Pyramid, which is not guarded. It can't be the Giza Plateau because it's not centered. And they should have brought it out more. But it's guarding something, and they believe it's the entrance to hell. Now, they've described this underground city, which is what they took those, I don't know, sonogram pictures. I don't know how they do it. Radio wave pictures of the floor. They used the kind that you have on the ground, and there's also a way to do it just flying over it. Carolyn to be free, hello. So when I was reading about this chamber, and then you start reading here and there, I mean, I was all over the place. And then I would have like 3 or 4 different resources, books, and periodicals and stuff, all up on my computer. And all you saw on my computer was nothing but open windows all the way across. And going back and forth and back and forth, it was like, oh my God. But is it all true 100%? Well, when you have things that were written several hundred years ago, and then you have things that were being found in the 50s and 40s, that match what was written a couple hundred years ago, it kind of makes you go, well, Velvet Sloan, I'm a flat earther, and I ended up on this page this evening. Research of flat earth. I have no idea. But you're welcome here. You're not the only flat earther that comes in here, honestly. Carolyn says the perspective of the writer. Yeah, but when you have somebody who wrote something a couple hundred years ago, and then you have people who are digging in the 40s under the Sphinx, they're finding what this person wrote several hundred years ago. That kind of makes you go, things that make you go, Earth cannot be flat, because if it was, cats would have knocked everything off it. Hey, look, like I said, Velvet's not, you'd be surprised how many flat earthers come in here, and I know who they are. And I respect their way of thinking, so I can't, I'm not going to disrespect. That's how they feel. That's how they feel. We've, those of us that don't feel that way. So we should all, we all have our own ways of thinking, and we should all be respectful of each other. That's what makes America great. That's right. Kitty Fairy, hello. Well, have a good night, folks. Kitty, I didn't even know you were here. You have a good night, Kitty. Thank you for coming in. I didn't mean any disrespect. Oh, I know you didn't. I know you didn't, but until they know you, like Velvet here, I don't know, man or woman, they don't know you yet, so he's laughing. using magnetic induction, correct? I think that's what it's called. I think that's what it's called. Can't the Sphinx just be a monument to the pharaoh? Not when you know what's underneath it. I'm a woman. Okay. So, Miss Velvet. Honestly, Miss Velvet, nobody in here is truly disrespectful. We all laugh at each other and stuff like that. So, honestly, there's no ill feelings or nothing by it. They really are um they really are nice people. So, Carolyn says I am a human. When you know, Todd, when you know what's underneath the Sphinx, and I'll give you. All right, let me go get it, and I'll give you one picture. It's not the side view, but I'll give you one picture. They say Moses made them. Moses didn't make the pyramids. Moses. I get good vibes. You should, Velvet. I like the people that really that come in here. Whoops, wrong one. All right, here, let me go. Wait a second. Wait. I think I have one. Okay. Here's one of the blueprints. One of them. Now as you can see, see, is the blueprint locked? No. It's not locked. There we are. It gets blurry. But where the Sphinx is, of course, you can see the level ground right here, okay? And right here is where it starts, the hall. It's hall or the tunnel. But you can only go so far. Now, I have another one where it shows how to get down to this point. Okay? But you can't really read it too well. But this is what it looks like underneath. Gives you a little idea of what it looks like. It's not just a monument to a pharaoh, because originally it wasn't. Originally it was a lion's head. But because of destruction and things like that, the one pharaoh had it restored and cut down, and made into the human head. Now, of course, in Egypt, having human heads on animals, on animal bodies, is nothing new, and having animal heads on human bodies isn't new. That's something they've always have went through. And so once you see what starts to be underneath the Sphinx, then you kind of realize, yeah. But there is a door that they cannot get into. They don't know how to open it. You can only go so far. They don't know how to open it. Like Osiris. Exactly. Exactly. So that's why it can't be it can't be a just a monument. It's guarding something. And it was placed there to guard. And why wouldn't, even if the Sphinx stayed where it's at, they could have built the temple to that pyramid. Let me see if I can bring that back up. They could have, if they could have moved this temple more to the right, and that passage leading to the right, to make at least all three of them equal, even. This looks so uneven. So there has to be a reason why they didn't build off to the right. There has to be. There's a reason for it. Not to mention, you guys, I have said this before, and I will say it again, because this, underneath the Sphinx, all those chambers, all those hallways and everything that's under the entire Giza plateau, okay? The Great Sphinx is on top of it. The other pyramids are on top of it. It's in front of the pyramids, to the sides. It's all there, underneath. And if anybody who has been watching me for any length of time, I've said this before, when we've had so-called biblical topics, that I said, when Jesus says in the Bible, look out into the desert, there he is, don't believe him. Don't believe it. Because I've said before, and this was before I knew everything. I've been saying this, I've been on this channel for 2 years. And I've said, I've always believed that when the time comes, Lucifer, the fake god, will come out of the Sphinx. I've always said that. And then when you start learning and find out that these things are underneath, the city is underneath the Giza plateau, and then the Sphinx is sitting there, and it's on top of the entrance, and that this city underneath was built, and it leads to hell. I mean, you know, you put two and two together if you believe what has been written about why it's there. And these are not anything that's been written in the past 20 years. This is stuff that's been written for at least a couple hundred years. At least. So, this is a topic that takes a long, and we're just topical. We're just right on top of it. We're not even into the meat and potatoes of anything. We're just on top. It's very interesting. The Sphinx itself, I think, is absolutely fascinating. I really do. And it's fascinating in and of its own merits. I truly believe that. I just find it a fascinating structure. I've always been interested in ancient Egypt anyway. And I think it's one of the most, I think most of the structures in Egypt are fascinating. Do you think it's pointing to something above? What do you mean? Is what pointing to something above? Do I think the Sphinx is pointing to something above? But the Sphinx is like a star system. Well, of course, the three pyramids, yeah. Um the three pyramids are pointing to Orion's belt. Oh yeah. 100%. And the Sphinx is east. You know, and I believe at one time when it was built that the sun actually rose between its paws. Um, but are the pyramids tombs? The pyramids are always thought to be tombs, except there's no tomb in them. There's no tombs there. There are in other pyramids, but there's no bodies there. Velvet said, yes, like the firmament. There is, with the Great Pyramid, there is no other pyramid like it. None. Now, like I said, China, they're not allowed to explore it. I don't know about the one in the ocean, like, because I believe they found one in the ocean. Where exactly? I think it's off of Japan, but I could be extremely wrong on that one. Of where it's located. The one down in South America, it's not been explored as far as I know. It's never been explored. So I can't speak for them. But as for the Great Pyramid, as of right now, it is unlike any other any other pyramid in the world. Now they know where the tombs are. There's just nothing in it. There's nothing there. They found the fake tomb, which was to lead people astray, and they found the real tomb. And then the queen's chamber. There's definitely nothing in there except for these huge, massive stones of marble. No mummies, no nothing. There was never anything placed in them. Never anything placed in them. It looks like it could be starting. You could start up and make it a generator to throw a bunch of electric out into the air or capture energy. All there is to it. So, but there's bodies in the other ones. What was it? What was in King Tut's tomb? The most is probably the richest tomb in the history of all Egypt was King Tut's tomb. I was taught in sixth grade all about the tombstones and cats and the end of the mummium, the tombstone. Well, throw all that out. I believe that it was used for free electricity to go around the earth from one to the other pyramids, and the huge vaults held the power. But we don't know what's in the other tomb. We don't know what's in the other pyramids. And Tut was a minor pharaoh, probably physically and mentally disabled. No, they proved he was not physically and mentally disabled. They proved that. April, hello. His tomb was such a treasure trove because it hadn't been looted. Exactly. Exactly. It's okay, April. So for now, um it's a very interesting, and like I said, we're just touching the top of it. We haven't even dug in. And like I said, I'm going to be doing a series on the Sphinx. So, and the plateau. Um so I'll be coming out with that this fall and winter. Um cuz there's a lot. I ain't going to lie. There's a lot. But it's just so fascinating. It's a very fascinating subject. And like with Velvet, everything that of course we weren't really taught a lot about the tombs or the pyramids. I mean, I knew they were there, but I went to a private school and it was a Catholic school, and um yeah, they just didn't teach that. Um and by the time I went to public school, the subject was already gone and already, so. But yeah, Tut's tomb was not rated because they couldn't find it, to tell you the truth. His tomb was found kind of by accident, kind of. Tut's tomb was. So, and of course all the mysteries, saying it was cursed and all of that. Um, hmm. Because people died afterwards and stuff like that. The artifacts found in Tut's tomb was so cool. Oh, tell me about it. I mean, unreal. Unreal. They were. I think anything. Um, he was only a minor pharaoh. Yeah, because he didn't rule long. You gotta figure when his Akhenaten, his dad, died, he was just a kid. And of course, Nefertiti, like I said, we don't know what happened to her. There's no record of her, even before Akhenaten died. I forget how many years before he died, there was no record of her. And so we really don't know what happened to Nefertiti. You would think, with her being a beautiful queen and all that, um, that there would be something, but there's nothing. Nothing. So we really don't know what happened to Nefertiti. It's like she fell off the face of the earth. His dad was alien, right? To hear some people say, yeah. No. Nefertiti was his mother. Yes. And Akhenaten's wife and sister. But they truly, truly loved each other. That was the love story that was meant to be. Akhenaten and Nefertiti. Um, that was a love story that was meant to be. They truly loved each other. And Tut loved his wife, who was a sister. And he truly loved her. Um, but he knew the people of Egypt did not like this monotheism stuff. And so he went back to the polytheism of what his dad destroyed. So he restated that. He married his sister. Yeah, a lot of them did, to keep the bloodline clean. So that way they will always rule. Akhenaten married his sister. No, actually, no, he didn't. They don't know where Nefertiti came from. There is no... Get this. Nefertiti was unlike any other Egyptian woman also. And Nefertiti was... They only have that one bust of her, and she's beautiful. They always said she was one of the most beautiful brides. And she was. But they only have that one bust, and it's only like this big. This is the only thing they have of Nefertiti. But they have no family lineage on her. It's like she came from nowhere and disappeared into nowhere. So who knows? Maybe she was an alien too. Who knows? I think he was 13 to 18 when he ruled. Sarah, do you know how old he was? He was around there. Love this channel and we'll be back for sure. Thanks and can't wait to join in again. Thank you, Velvet. If I go on live, it's usually at midnight Eastern Standard Time. Usually. It's midnight Eastern Standard Time. And thank you for coming in. Thank you. And I hope you have a great night and a good day. He was most likely in his late teens when he died, wasn't he also buried with a baby? I don't know. God, that scared me. Last throughout the year. Thank you, Velvet. Even though that scared the crap out of me. Oh my god, thank you, Velvet. Oh. I love it. It did scare me. Oh. I don't know if he was buried with the baby. I don't know. We all jumped. Oh. Don't scare you, my heart cannot take it. I'm coming, Elizabeth says Connie. Oh gosh. Facebook really needs to stop. I had those turned off at one point. I don't know if he was buried with a baby. I know they were able to do that thing they do with skeletons and figure out what he looked like in that. Yep, that is what Red Fox always said. I'm coming, Elizabeth. I'm coming to join you, honey. I always thought to myself that would have been neat if he had a kid. But I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. I was more enthralled with the the boy Pharaoh and stuff like that, but um I was more enthralled with everything around him. And I forget who Akhenaten's dad was. I forgot what Akhenaten's dad's name was. Because they found Tut's, Akhenaten's, and Akhenaten's dad, and that's how they were able to prove um who Akhenaten was and his father. I forget his father's name, but I know they were able to link the three of them. And Hawass found those. I also believe Hawass took a lot of artifacts out that should not have been. Um, that should not have been taken. Um, was it Anu? I cannot remember. I don't remember. Big feet. Connie said the tiny babies were buried with Tut, each in a tiny coffin. Why would they bury a bunch of babies with it? Wonder if they were his. I don't know. I don't know. But I'm fascinated with Nefertiti. Now, you guys gotta remember, there's Nefertiti, and then there was a Nefertiri. This is Nefertiti. From what I understand, Nefertiri was a bitch. Real. So, I'm gonna smoke this last cigarette, and then I'm gonna go. I got some more recording to do. I'm in the middle of recording Rip Van Winkle. So I know there's people who like to go to sleep to my voice. So I'm doing more of the ASMR readings and stuff. So I'd like to go back in time to where I can see them, but they can't see me, and just learn. Wouldn't that be neat? Mm-mm-mm. I'd be like, Sarah, come on. Enjoyed it, Les and fam. We're just touching the very tip of the iceberg. This is nothing compared to what it truly gets into. Sorry I missed a lot tonight, but bad day, guys. Went grocery shopping and went to start car. My battery died. Had to wait for my come jump me. Bad day. I'm sorry you had a bad day, Sarah. I mean, April. Sarah says, just imagine what they would think of us. Oh, I don't want them to see me. Oh, no, because I'd be sitting there with my cigarettes and my water and dressed in my t-shirt, jeans. They look at me like I was. But then again, Sarah, they would think we were a deity. Although I don't want to be known as a deity, but at least if they thought we were deity, we would be killed. It's okay. The store let me keep my chicken in the cooler so it wouldn't spoil. Oh, that was nice. See? A deity would like a god. Where they would think if we were aliens, well then they should be used to us. I'd be like, aren't y'all used to aliens? You have pictures of them everywhere. Yeah, deity. Got it. Yeah. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the Great Pyramid has absolutely no writing in it either. But then again, I think there's only one pyramid that actually has writing in it. What pyramid is that? I'm gonna have to. God, you guys are making me wreck my brain now. I think there was one pyramid that has writing in it. Now that I think about it, I forget what city it's in, but that's where they got the Book of the Dead and the Book of the Living, because the ceremony and everything is written all over the pyramid. But not only did my car battery die, my electric sig dig too. I was so stressed I went and bought a pack of cigarettes. Ugh. Aww. Les, love you. Have a great night. What you gonna do on your birthday? I haven't really actually thought about it. Tell you the truth, I really don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do on my birthday. Probably nothing. I will probably be here. Les, when is your birthday? It's the 5th. I think it's on a Thursday. So I know one thing. I've been telling, leaving hints everywhere that I want a Star Wars cupcake cake. Damn it. I even went so far as to go to Kroger and they don't even have them. She says, Liz, I'll be here with you. Thank you, Judith. Appreciate that. Thank you. What character, Liz? Star Wars. I want a Star Wars cupcake cake. Yeah, just in general. Star Wars in general. But Kroger doesn't have them. And I like my cakes there. Although I do like the ones from Giant Eagle. So I'm going to have to see what they have. I just want to see if they have them and then, you know, leave hints again. Les, do you think you could do a show on Diane Schuler? Who's Diane Schuler? Why does that name sound familiar? I'll be your lightsaber. Special order one. Okay, Judith, you come be my lightsaber. The case just boggles my mind. The documentary, Something is Wrong with... Oh! Yeah! Oh! Yeah, I'll do it. I've done it before. I'll do it again. She went the wrong way on the Taconic Parkway and killed her kid and her brother's kids. Yeah. Connie, never heard of it. Where can I find the documentary? April, the documentary really is called Something's Wrong with Aunt Diane. I think she was drunk. You know I always put a twinkle in your eye. You do, Judith. You do. You know, they did testing on her. That woman was drunk. But, you know, and another car full of people. Horrible. Yeah. Tragic story. IRC, the doco was on HBO and you get it on DVD. But I warn you, towards the end, they show her dead body. I wished I had not seen it. Yeah. Yeah. I know one thing. They can't say the husband did it. I cannot unsee it. Yeah. There was only one survivor in that crash, and that was her son. And he's had issues, health issues and stuff, but he seems to be doing okay. Yeah. But I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows what was wrong with her? You know, everyone said she wasn't drinking. So, but she smoked a lot of pot and drank a lot of alcohol, but it was not typical for her to do that, the hubby said. Yeah, that would be at night after the kids were in bed. She was like super mom, but I think she had issues. Oh yeah, she definitely had issues. She put herself under a lot of pressure. I don't think her husband helped. I'm not gonna lie. Because even now, I think it's I think it's the dad's sister that basically takes care of the kid. Thought she was smoking pot while driving with the kids in the car. I don't know. I do know they did tests and she was found to be drunk. But everyone said she didn't drink. Of course, the car caught on fire. We don't know. I'm not sure that he is being truthful about her condition that morning. I don't think so either, but I don't know. I know how I used to feel after being on a drunk the next day. Um, but I didn't get drunker as the day went on, you know. I just made sure I got to my house. Just so many unanswered questions, and we'll never know, sadly. No. And of course, you know that other family is going after it, you know. Did she maybe take an Ambien the night before? I don't know. If that's the case, but it wouldn't. I don't know. I don't see. I don't know. She would have at least slept some of it off. For real. For real. Who knows? Just a fascinating case, anyways. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I've done it before. I'll do it again. That's why I said that name sounds familiar. It was sad. It's sad. And I think, like I said, the dad's, it's either sister or sister-in-law who is basically taking care of that child, who has taken care of that child. Because the dad has to work. She gets him off to school, she gets him off the bus, feeds him, does his homework with him and stuff. I don't know how that kid is, child's probably a teenager now, probably. I don't know how he survived it. Les, did you hear about the asteroids coming too close to Earth? I haven't heard about the latest ones, but there's always asteroids coming close to Earth. I'll tell you what, if one hit, I personally would not know about it until I'm dead. Ooh, scary asteroids coming is the end of the world, I tell you. It would be. But we had a scare also back how many years ago? Um, it's scary because we can't control it. it makes you realize how small we are. Fox Channel says 3 are coming. Oh, it means they're coming. Well, as long as they don't pass between the moon and the earth, I think I'll be alright with that. So, how small we are. Got that right. Yeah, we just can't control everything. We just can't. So, I'm going to go ahead and go, you guys. And there's no machine. They have to zap it away. No, they don't. No, they don't. Just got it one. I tell you what, if one does come, I'm going to make sure wherever it's supposed to land, I'm going to be right there underneath it. I don't want to wait. If it's going to do me in, it's going to do me in. But I'm going to go ahead and go. I got some things to do. So, good night. This was an interesting chat. Thank you. I want to thank everyone for being here. I want to thank everyone for participating. I hope everybody does have... Okay, Liz, it was good being here. Have a great night, hon. Thank you, you too. Good night. Good night. Always a pleasure to see my friends. So, I hope everybody has an excellent weekend. I really do. So, until we meet again, or probably Monday, I hope. Monday or Tuesday. One of those days. Monday, I believe. Everybody have a great night, great day, safe weekend, and we'll talk later. Bye.